What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel.
Gang.
Today's hat day. Promise you we ain't bald. If you don't know that, go to the other videos.
I don't bald my hair, so
ain't no need to explain. Anyway, so if you haven't already subscribed, like the damn video before we even get into it, and go down in the description. Go follow us on our Instagrams. Go copy some of our it's not merch, but it's just our clothing line. Like, just go do all that shit and then come back, or watch the video and then go do it. I don't fucking care what order you do.
Today's video that we will be watching is
top 20 actors who almost died on set. So let's get straight into it, and I hope y'all enjoy the video.
You don't have any air supply of your own. They're gonna drag you 200 feet across the bottom of this tank while you're acting.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 actors who almost died on set.
I bet you Jackie Chan's on here.
That if I wanted to live, it was my choice. If I wanted to die, that was my choice too.
Hunger Games. It's possible. I
For
mean,
this
yeah,
list,
but
we're looking at the actors that nearly lost their lives to their roles, and the stunts, mistakes, and mishaps that nearly paved the way. We've excluded brave stunt doubles, as they've gone into the profession knowing what they signed up for. What on-set near-death story did you find most shocking? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Dylan O'Brien, Maze Runner, The Death Cure.
You can't say that, Raymond Thomas. I can try.
A post-apocalyptic world doesn't make for a safe work environment, apparently. In March of 2016, it was reported that actor Dylan O'Brien had been struck by a car while on set, working on The Death Cure, resulting in multiple injuries. The exact nature of the injuries were not initially revealed to the public, but he was rushed to the hospital.
Oh, he got his bell wrong. I would imagine many who witnessed it thought that was
y'all got me fucked up.
The production was initially put on hold for a little under 2 months before being extended indefinitely. It was close to a full calendar year before shooting resumed. It turns out that Dylan had suffered a facial fracture, concussion, and brain trauma, as well as other injuries.
You know, it was a really personal and scary thing to go through.
Number 19, Jackie Chan, Armor of God.
He should be higher.
Jackie Chan is well known for performing his own stunts. In this particular one, the stunt resulted in him falling over 16 feet from a tree. For Armor of God, while attempting to jump from a wall toward a branch, Chan landed hard, and in the process, his skull collided with a rock. This pushed bone into his brain, which required surgery to remove. Everyone's favorite martial artist still has a hole in his head, though it's been filled with a plastic plug. Luckily, Chan seemingly escaped the incident without lasting brain damage. More on his stunt work later.
Thank God.
Number 18, Isla Fisher, Now You See Me. Remember when escapologist and magician Henley Reeves pretends to be stuck in a tank of water as piranhas pour in?
A tank full of flesh-eating piranhas will fall from above. The lady has to have handcuffs, right, girl?
Well, it turns out pretending to be stuck and being stuck look very similar. During the filming of this Now You See Me scene, actress Isla Fisher banged on the glass to tell the cast and crew she was stuck. But since that's what her character was supposed to do, no one thought much of it. Thankfully, she managed to free herself in time. Practical effects shouldn't need to be this real. What happened to movie magic?
Whoever thought of this is a sick sadist!
Number
Wild.
17, Viggo Mortensen,
This
The
is
Lord of the
wild.
Rings, The Two Towers. Depending on who you ask, Mortensen came close to dying in Middle-earth twice. Viggo almost drowned doing one of his own stunts, which is well established. Aragorn was supposed to be doing a dead man's float down the river, but the speed of the current, coupled with the weight of his costume, made for real danger.
So in any case, I didn't float to exactly the same spot they had, and I hit this spot where the current hit this rock and went straight down.
Mortensen was pulled underwater and nearly stayed there. But it's also been reported that a scene where Aragorn deflects the Uruk-hai's throwing knife was actually a mistake, and the deflection was actually self-preservation. Planned or accidental,
What
Viggo's
the
clearly got some survival skills.
I guess I was eventually, kicked against the wall or the rock and got just out of where this current was pushing down. Came out of it, and it was really scary.
Number 16, Kate Winslet, Titanic. Few things are scarier than a near drowning incident. Can you imagine having to run from a giant wave? During the Titanic scene in question, Kate Winslet caught her coat on a gate and got pulled underwater. James Cameron continues to dismiss the idea that she was in any real danger, claiming they only let her think she was going to drown.
What the? That's still not okay. Like, what the fuck?
He also claims to know what he's talking about because he's almost drowned on many occasions. Let's put this incident aside for a second and ask ourselves, why does James Cameron keep nearly drowning?
No, let's ask ourselves, why is he an asshole? He's going to be like,
Number
oh,
15,
I just made her
Ed
get like,
Harris, The Abyss.
fucking mental.
3,200 feet. Doing fine.
James Cameron consistently pushes the boundaries of visual effects, but when it comes to water scenes, he prefers the old-fashioned way. Titanic wasn't the first time Cameron reportedly almost led a cast member to a watery grave. Just ask Ed Harris. For one particularly elaborate scene in The Abyss, Harris was dragged without oxygen many feet underwater. When he ran out of air, Harris called to cut, but due to complications, he wasn't given oxygen until he was on the edge of passing out. According to the actor, the traumatic episode caused him to weep that night. Rumor has it, he also punched Cameron in the face.
You don't have any air supply of your own. They're going to drag you 200 feet across the bottom of this tank while you're acting.
Number 14, Jamie Alexander, Thor: The Dark World and Blind Spot. This Sif actress got defeated by the most humble of foes in the second Thor flick, A Flight of Stairs.
You might want to take the stairs to the left.
After tripping over in heels, Jamie Alexander chipped 11 vertebrae, knocked out her left shoulder, slipped a spinal disc, and tore a rhomboid.
Bro,
don't worry though, she was largely healed and back
fuck?
to filming within a month.
Good. Let's go.
However, we couldn't finish this entry without mentioning the injury she sustained on the American crime drama Blind Spot.
Oh, I've seen this. This series is pretty good.
During the Today appearance, the actress needed to consult her smartphone to remember the multitude of injuries she sustained on set.
Herniated disc, T3, T4, T8, T9, broken nose, dislocated right shoulder, broken right index finger, broken left foot, left 2 toes 3 times.
The only conclusion
Maybe
you can
she
make
got
is
some
she's a
weak ass
real-life
bones. I don't
Asgardian
know.
warrior.
Drink some milk.
Number 13, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, damn.
By the time Stallone was filming the first Expendables movie, he was already in his 60s, but he was still doing many of his own stunts and fight scenes. This resulted in an inadvertent neck fracture for the Italian stallion, courtesy of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Look at me, you piece of trash.
It wasn't his first onset injury, of course. While filming Rocky
That's
4,
wild.
Stallone once asked his mountain of a co-star to punch him as hard as he could. His co-star, Dolph Lundgren, obliged and sent Stallone to the hospital with a swollen heart. Without medical attention, it's very likely Stallone would have died from the punch.
That's wild as fuck.
Number 12, Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future Part 3. The Back to the Future series isn't known for its realism. The time-traveling car and flying skateboards made sure of that. Yet one scene of the trilogy was all too real for lead Michael J. Fox.
That time we had a hanger.
In the series' final installment, Marty McFly is captured by bandits and hung with a noose until the Doc rescues him.
I wonder how they made them shit fake, because I feel like...
If McFly's squirming looks genuine, it's because the actor really was being hung. He even passed out for half a minute before he was saved. Luckily, director Robert Zemeckis caught on in time that, in the words of Michael J. Fox, he wasn't that good of an actor.
But it's good to see you, Marty.
That's so disrespectful.
Number
You
11,
almost killed me, and then you would have said, I'm not that great of an actor. That's a fade.
He was saying that about him or the other guy?
No, him, the one that was getting choked.
Considered to be one of the greatest cinematic failures in the history of the industry. From production through to the box office, everything that could go wrong did. For one scene, Kevin Costner was strapped to the mast of his character's boat 40 feet in the air. When a storm picked up, conditions proved too difficult to get Costner down safely, and he was left there to be assaulted by the storm for 30 minutes. The Hawaiian set was regularly hammered by brutal weather, but unable to shield himself from this particular storm, Costner claims it nearly cost him his life.
Looks fucking lucky.
Number 10, Halle Berry, Various Films.
Various? She was probably like, what the fuck,
actresses
bro?
had more than her fair share of on-set accidents. While filming Die Another Day, a stunt involving a helicopter resulted in Berry getting shrapnel in her eye, which had to be medically removed. On the set of Gothika, Robert Downey Jr. accidentally broke her arm while shooting a confrontational scene.
What the fuck?
And on 2 occasions, Berry's actually suffered head trauma. While shooting Catwoman, lighting equipment hit her over the head, and in 2012, she hit her head on a concrete floor during a fight scene for The Call. Thankfully, neither proved serious.
That was good acting, bro, with the shoulders.
The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger already had to suffer being panned by audiences and critics. But
she went through all that shit.
It would have received if it had been the cause of Johnny Depp's demise.
I am Tonto of the Comanche, last of the Wendigo hunters.
During one horseback riding scene, Depp's saddle slipped. Johnny held onto the horse's mane before letting go and falling in front of the horse. Luckily, the horse's hooves just missed his head, meaning he received only minor wounds from the fall.
But I cannot decide whether this horse is stupid or pretending to be stupid.
Obviously, Depp survived, and the only thing the film did any permanent damage to was his career. Number 8, Eli Wallach, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I get this, I kill him and be right back.
Wallach has had his fair share of accidents, but they all happened during a single film. While shooting Sergio Leone's masterpiece, Eli nearly bit the dust a whopping 3 times. In one instance, he had to be rushed to the hospital after someone left a bottle of acid next to his prop bottle of soda, which he drank. Another time, a bound Wallach was put at risk when the horse he was bound to was spooked and ran off for a mile. And then there was the incident where he was nearly decapitated by the heavy iron steps of a speeding train. Remarkably, he survived, dying at age 98 in 2014.
Excuse any noise you hear in the background, but this is a commercial break. Go copy some drip, go to Worthless Love Clothing, Instagram, and just DM us and let us know we got sizes small, medium, large, and extra large.
Number 7, Jason Statham, The Expendables 3. You'd feel pretty safe hanging out with the Terminator, Rambo, and Terry Crews, wouldn't you?
I think we should get this over with.
In fact, when these guys are together, the biggest fear might be that the continent they're on could run out of protein.
This guy's got more muscle than the cartel king.
Maybe he's overcompensating for something.
Yet Jason Statham did nearly die doing a stunt for The Expendables 3.
How much we get paid for this?
While driving a truck, the brakes gave out and the actor drove off a cliff into the Black Sea. The transporter's driving may have let him down, but fortunately, his expert-level diving skills helped him escape the wreckage and swim to shore. Number 6, Aaron Paul, Breaking Bad. Did you know that Jesse Pinkman was supposed to be killed off in the first season of Breaking Bad?
I'm your partner, man. You should have told me.
The idea was ditched early on because,
Jesse's
awesome.
I tried to once,
but the writers may never have had the chance to save Jesse if Aaron Paul wasn't a perfectionist. In episode 6 of the first season, Paul asked to change the position where he was standing. This was very lucky because a boulder fell down off the roof of an RV and landed exactly where Aaron had been standing during the filming of the scene.
Mr. White, it's too risky. Okay? I mean, we're making money. Why can't you just be satisfied with the way it is?
Yeah, and then add
Get ready.
One that I can't skip. YouTube.
Number 5, Martin Sheen, Apocalypse Now. An infamously troubled shoot, the cast and crew of the critically acclaimed film have said that, much like Marlon Brando's Colonel Kurtz, many involved in the production kind of lost their minds. Those involved partied very, very hard, getting lost in the jungle atmosphere and losing themselves in their roles. Martin Sheen, who was already hitting the bottle, began to lean even more heavily into alcohol throughout the high-stress shoot. Ultimately, his body responded in the form of a heart attack and nervous breakdown. He survived, but the entire experience would continue to haunt him for years.
That if I wanted to live, it was my choice. If I wanted to die, that was my choice too.
Number 4, Tom Hanks, Castaway.
Don't be drinking too much, y'all.
Nearly struck when actor and generally nice bloke Tom Hanks cut himself on the set of this adventure drama. While only a minor cut, it quickly became infected.
Oh, the minor cut.
When he finally went to the hospital, a doctor told him the cut could poison his blood, so Hanks was kept in the hospital.
We live and we die by time.
Isn't that like going
This
septic or
incident
something?
set filming back 3 weeks, but Hanks fully recovered, and we're certainly glad he didn't die. Who would have broken the news to Wilson?
I never saw this movie, but I heard it was good.
Jim Caviezel, The Passion of the Christ.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, some of them are pretty old.
Shooting in the countryside outside of Rome, the cast and crew of The Passion of the Christ continued to work through some less than favorable weather conditions. While recreating the Sermon on the Mount, Jim Caviezel was literally struck by lightning. He walked away unscathed, but he clearly got off lucky. Roughly 24,000 people die from lightning each year, although very few of them are actors.
That's
Assistant
wild.
director Jan Michelini, who was standing beside Caviezel, also got struck. Although for him, it was the second time in production. Think somebody was trying to tell them something?
God probably disapproved of the movie.
The Last
That was God said, y'all ain't doing shit.
is
Y'all
about
lying on
as
my
close to
name.
2 hours of pure sword porn as a film can get.
Did she say sword porn?
Yeah.
Alright then.
Combine this with the fact that Tom Cruise likes to do his own stunts,
I heard
and it
this
seems
movie
like he
wasn't
was
that
bound to
good.
get hurt on its
I'm
set.
sure it wasn't.
In one scene, Cruise and his Japanese co-star were seated on mechanical horses. These two horses were hurtled towards each other, and his fellow actor's sword missed Cruise's neck by an inch, thanks to his martial arts skills.
I think a man does what he can.
Still, that was relatively tame. Another fight scene featuring 4 attackers apparently had 70 instances in which Cruise could have been wounded.
I should have died so many times before.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a
That's
few
why
honorable
you don't
mentions.
have Tom
Charlize
Cruise do
Theron,
stunts,
Eon
especially
Flux.
samurai sword. It's like, I hate when they do that stereotypical white boy. It's like, it's like, come on now. I'm not saying Tom Cruise
why you
can't do
lying?
it.
Margaret
Yeah,
Hamilton, The Wizard of
Oh,
Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm mouthy! Mouthy!
This is the best
Joseph
Wizard of Oz.
Gordon-Levitt, Premium Rush.
Oh, that was a good movie. Oh, hell no.
They really had him hit
Brendan
concrete?
Fraser,
Wow.
The Mummy.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah.
Matthew Fox, Lost.
Oh, it's a show?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring
Subscribe
the
to
bell
our
to be
channel.
notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Jackie Chan, Police Story.
I do it. I was like, Jackie Chan has almost died? Like, crazy amount of time.
This action legend has put life and limb on the line enough times to earn his stunt work top 10 lists of its own. Of course, with that sort of commitment comes serious risk. One of Chan's scariest on-set moments came while filming Police Story, which he wrote and directed himself. The 1985 film included a scene where he had to slide down a 70-foot pole surrounded by string lights.
Oh, I remember this.
I remember this one too.
Bro, imagine doing that and then staying in
For his
character.
trouble, he received second-degree
Like, that's
burns,
wild.
a dislocated pelvis, and 2 damaged vertebrae in his spine. Chan not only survived, but also went on to film countless other awe-inspiring feats. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other.
Hey, at least Jackie Chan was doing what he loves, but that man is wild as fuck for that. I would not. You could pay me.
He don't do that mess no more. I'll tell you that.
He too old.
He too old
How
to be
is
doing
he?
that.
Like,
hey, but Tom Cruise still does his. Tom Cruise shouldn't have been doing that samurai stuff. That's what I don't like about certain that's what I don't like about certain samurai movies, like Japanese, Korean, like anything like that. When it comes to like actual samurai swords and actual samurai fighting, I feel like he should have stood back from that. He should have had someone else film it
like
for
a
him.
stunt double or something.
Yeah, someone who actually has experience with those type of weapons. I can understand why he did it. He's done hundreds of his own stunts, but I just think, yeah,
that's just wild. Like, and Halle Berry got her arm broke.
Not know that debris flew in her eye and had to be surgically removed.
It's just like, this shit is just wild. Y'all actors, if you try to be an actor, look, I don't recommend it. But do you?
Bro, I remember Halle Berry in Die Another Day. She bad.
Halle Berry always been bad.
She was bad in Boomerang too, with Eddie Murphy.
She bad damn near everything
she slapped that nigga. But anyway, don't forget to share, like, subscribe. We hope you like this video. Comment down below some other videos you guys would like to see us react to.
Yeah, give us some fucking ideas. Y'all watching our shit, but like, damn, we need some ideas. Like,
and we need subscribers. Subscribe. We're gonna keep posting. We're gonna keep coming up with other stuff to watch. Yes, if you like it, like it.
Like it if you don't even like it. Subscribe if you don't even like us. It's okay. We'll take whatever.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, she bugging.
But thanks for watching, you guys, and we hope to catch you in the next video.
Peace.